Hello there, it's time for business. Now, the Acting Commissioner General of the Ghana Revenue Authority, Amishadai Owusu-Amoah, has disclosed that the authority is in the process of automating the payment of value-added tax, which is VAT. This follows some reports that VAT receipts has been falsified by some businesses. According to the Commissioner General, the introduction of an automation system will help improve mobilization.
Aims this 2020 is to move into a digital system. I give an example. Currently, we write VAT invoices, and I have shared with you sometimes the number of times people can avoid writing the invoices, the number of times people are able to write, and then on the first sheet they write 16,000. That's the one that goes to the taxpayer. The one that comes to us, they write 160. And we've arrested a number of people that do that. And so if you look at, and anytime I use the 16,000, the 160 as an example, it's a real case I'm citing. And so if you see the fact that somebody is selling something at 116,000 and he's writing 160, and if you calculate the tax, then you can see that the tax that you're supposed to collect is less than 10% what you can collect, because there's so much of room because of the lack of technology for people to evade. And therefore, if we automate it, as happens in some countries, where you will not be able to sell without collecting the VAT and becomes automatic, then we'll be able to increase the revenue from the tax.
Now, as we prepare to usher in the new year, the Ghana Airports Commission Company Limited has resolved to raise standards at the nation's airports to make Ghana a destination of choice within the SAP region. This year, Ghana Airports Company has claimed several prestigious awards for its high safety and security standards, as well as ranked 4th best airport on the continent. Speaking to my colleague Sheila Tamaklo, the Managing Director of the Ghana Airports Company Limited, Yao Kwakwa, gave assurance of maintaining and improving standards with the support of government and management.
We can maintain the standards. I can also say that it makes it easy to maintain the standards when you have your board, when you have your ministry, and when you have the president of your country all behind you. Because we need the support, and we also need them to pay attention to us that we cannot come down. We have to continue going up. We are not even looking at maintaining where we are. We want to improve, because if you do not improve, I can tell you that we start coming down. We are oriented that way. But we know it's not going to be easy, because we are not easy targets. Everyone in Africa wants to benchmark against Ghana. If I tell you the number of countries that comes here, the number of countries that come here to sign some kind of technical arrangement with us so that we can support them. Ghana Airport Company is a member of the Airport Council International. In fact, I sit on the board in Africa. And the idea is that we don't want to leave any country behind, so we share ideas. So people come to you and find out what you are doing well. And they say that success leaves clues, right? So when you talk to people, chances are they're going to emulate your examples. So if you stay still, chances are someone will emulate and do better than you. So we are oriented at looking at what we've done to get us where we are today, so that we can make it better, so that we can improve our law. So with our orientation, with our resolve, and the commitment from government to support us in this way, I believe that we are not going to come down, but we continue to improve.
All right. Now, the Ministry of Food and Agriculture says it is engaging foreign investors to tackle the issue of marketing of farm produce as the country experiences a bumper harvest. This comes as farmers complain of a lack of market after experiencing high yields under the Planting for Food and Jobs initiative. Speaking to Joy Business, the minister said marketing the farm produce is critical for the growth of the agri sector, as the ministry targets a 10% growth in 2020.
According to the Minister for Food and Agriculture, over 1 million farmers have been registered under the Planting for Food and Jobs initiative, resulting in a bumper harvest of food all across the country. However, farmers have been lamenting about high post-harvest losses due to a lack of storage and marketing for the produce. But speaking to Joy Business, the Minister for Food and Agriculture, Dr. Owusu-Amoah, said plans are far advanced to address the issue of marketing.
The target is to reach 10% per annum rate of growth in agriculture. 10% in the next 3 years, we should hit that. So Ghanaians should be expecting more and more harvest, higher and higher growth. The challenge at the moment is marketing, but that we are making arrangements to get private sector involved because it requires a lot of capital, working capital, which the government of Ghana doesn't have. So we are engaging foreign and local investors to come into agricultural marketing to take advantage of the growth on farm to make sure that they can make money for themselves, and through that ensure that the crop that the Ghanaian farmer produces will be marketed, will be traded, processed and exported and marketed domestically and externally.
The minister also adds machinery is being imported to support the processing of rice.
The aggregate processing capacity for milling our rice is so small that they have to use all sorts of traditional methods. We are bringing in loads and loads of processing machinery for village level milling. Excellent. I mean, I've just been to Brazil 2 months ago. We're going to order thousands of them, distribute them in the area so that when the paddy is harvested, the machines will there for the farmers themselves to add value by milling before they sell it on.
This, he said, is to help add value to the rice produced by farmers. For Joy Business, Sheila Tamaklo reporting.
And that's it by way of business.